All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to your first real quick SOL review video. There are just a couple of topics that I did want to go over this week, or really today, for the introduction to geography. All right, just a couple things that I do want to make sure we talk through. So make sure you watch this video from start to finish because I am going to go over some important concepts that you might on your World Geography SOL and at least on your World Geography final exam. All right? So buckle up your seatbelts. It's going to be georific. All right, so to get us started, we're really just diving into the very beginning of geography, world geography today. And one of the big things that we talk about in world geography is maps. If you haven't picked up the fact that we do maps in world geography, I don't know what you've been doing the past couple of months. But we spend a lot of time in geography looking at maps. But maps are awesome because they're constantly changing. They are constantly changing. So we're going to review some of those ways today of how maps change. So first of all, we know that maps change. Maps and other visual images, they reflect changes over time. And, really, maps have changed a ton in the last 400 and 500 years. When Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, the map of the world looks so different. If we look down here at this map I have down here, like North America isn't even mapped out yet. They know it's there, but they don't have the states, and it looks completely different. Things are even named differently. Now, here's an important thing that you need to take notice of. Maps have changed in terms of names, boundaries, perspectives of place names. We've been talking this year about several places around the world, physical features that have different names depending on where you're from. Like if you're from, a certain country, you might call a certain physical feature a different name. And then, of course, disputed areas or areas of conflict. So, bottom line, starting off, maps change. For example, if we look at this map up here in the upper right-hand corner, this is a map of the United States. This is obviously not a current map of the United States. Look at the size of Virginia and North Carolina and Georgia. Like, this is obviously an older map. So, the bottom line, maps change, okay? And they will continue to change. Their names will change, boundaries will change, perspectives will change, and areas are going to be disputed. Okay, now let's talk about some few specific areas where the names of places have changed. So the first place we talked about this year was an area called Formosa. Now, Formosa is the name of an island, if we look at my little map up here, off the coast of mainland China. It is also known as Taiwan. So this was a little island called Formosa, and its name changed to Taiwan after the nationalists fled mainland China. So, example of a name change. Another example of a name change is in the Middle East. Now, if we look, we can see this little red area right here in the Middle East. Palestine was the name of a country on the eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea. In 1948, a country named Israel was carved out of the land belonging to Palestine. And so the West Bank and Gaza are now known today as Palestinian territories. So this is another example of a name changed as well as a disputed area because this is still an area of conflict over where the boundaries are and who rightfully has access to the land. Now, another way that maps change are boundaries. Boundaries are constantly changing. For example, the boundaries of Africa. All those different countries have changed drastically since the time of European imperialism, when European countries dominated Africa. They had different lines for the different countries. Obviously, those boundaries look different. Plus, if we look down here at this map, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you, we can see that the boundaries of Europe have also changed as a result of world wars and even after the fall of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s. So boundaries, which remember, a boundary refers to the line that divides one country from another. Boundaries are constantly changing, and this is one way that maps change. Okay, now, speaking of boundaries, Russia, the former Soviet Union, collapsed in the early 90s. So if we look at this map that we have up here, this huge red area, that is the former Soviet Union. But once the Soviet Union collapsed, all of those countries became independent. So once again, the boundaries completely changed. Now we've already talked about the Middle East, but we can see down here in this little map right here, the Middle East has changed a lot in recent years. Specifically, before 1948, Israel did not exist, and after 1967, Israel's land increased, and there's constant conflict in this area. So the boundaries and the names of these countries are changing a lot. Another way that maps change. Okay, now remember we talked about perspectives of place names? There's a couple areas of the world where, depending on what country you're from, you're going to call it a different name. So first up, we have the Arabian or Persian Gulf, which is found in the Middle East right here. Arabs in the Middle East call this body of water the Arabian Gulf, while people from Iran, formerly Persia, call it the Persian Gulf. So here we go. Depending on what country you may be from is is going to affect what you call this particular body of water. So the Arabian Gulf or the Persian Gulf. Another place with a different perspective of its name, the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea. If you are an East Asian person, you refer to this body of water as the East Sea, while the Japanese call it the Sea of Japan. And of course, this sea is right in between mainland Asia and Japan. And again, depending on what country you're from, what part of Asia you're from, is going to determine what you refer to this sea as. Another place that has, it's one location but many different names, is the Middle East. The Middle East has been called Middle East, North Africa, and Southwest Asia. It has a couple different names. Many names have been used for this area, including the Near East, Middle East, and North Africa. It all depends on your region's habits and customs, but it's one location with many different names. So that's another way that maps can be different. Now, another way that maps show change are through disputed areas. And remember, disputed areas, these are areas of conflict. And one of the biggest ones that has taken place in the last 100 years is Korea. Now, we have the Korean Peninsula, but the Korean Peninsula is divided into two countries. We have North Korea and South Korea. Now, there's a war in Korea that was fought between 1950 and 1953, and the two Koreas have finally agreed to work toward peace, but they have never officially signed a peace treaty. So this is a very disputed area, and who knows? This area of the world could change drastically in the next few years. Another area of dispute is the region of Kashmir. Now, Kashmir refers to an area just found right up here, if you look at the map right here, in northern India. And it's a disputed area between Pakistan and India over the region of Kashmir, partially because of the natural resources as well as the rivers that are in that area. But there is still conflict and a disputed area right here in the region of Kashmir. All right, some other disputed areas that we have in the world today. We have Western Sahara and Morocco. There is a dispute in Africa since 1975 between the country of Morocco and the region of Western Sahara, in which Morocco claims to be the rightful owner of Western Sahara. So here are two countries that are in dispute with one another. The former Yugoslavia is also an area of conflict between different ethnic groups. So really, sometimes disputed areas are not between countries, but they're between ethnic groups. All right, before we close things out for today, just a reminder about human and environment interaction. Humans are constantly impacting their environment, and the environment is constantly impacting us. Some examples that we talked about this year of how humans impact their environment. We have, of course, the Aral Sea in Central Asia that has shrunk because of over-irrigation. The Colorado River in the American Southwest is being used for irrigation. The Aswan High Dam was built in Egypt as a dam in order to hold back the Nile River. That's the way that humans are impacting their environment. A big one that the SOL likes to ask you about, agricultural terracing, is done in the mountainous regions of China and Southeast Asia. So remember, this is where they actually cut steps into the sides of mountains to create usable farmland. Humans reclaim the land by pumping water off of low-lying lands, creating polders in the Netherlands, which is a low land, like it's low sea level, like it's right at sea level, and so as a result, water is coming onto the land, and they have actually built pumps to pump water off of the land. Make sure you know what polders are. SOL loves to ask you about polders. So remember, a polder is when they've actually built pumps in order to get the water off of the land. Other ways that humans have impacted their environment: deforestation, which refers to the cutting down of trees. This is found really anywhere in the world, but it's really become a bigger problem in Nepal, Brazil, and Malaysia. That's deforestation, cutting down of trees. So deforestation is when the forest is getting smaller. Then we have desertification, which is the growth of desert. This is when a desert is getting bigger due to overgrazing of land. And this is a problem in Africa and Asia because of the Sahara Desert and the Gobi Desert. All right? All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Pretty quick review time. Now you can go ahead and head back to that nearby, wrap up those final questions, and don't forget to complete your SOL review questions in the OMHS for today. All right, everybody, let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon.